Hello friends, welcome, newcomers, thank you for joining. I am Agrippa. Let's play some more of our EU4 Florence campaign. So we're immersed in a quite a long war actually now. I think we've been war at 5 or 7 years with Milan and their allies, the Papal State. This is a war that we declared, and I'm glad we did, because it looks like we are set to gain big. Our former ally Savoy had declared war on Milan and asked us to join, and I declined. I didn't want to get dragged into the war and not be able to control the peace terms, blah blah blah. But they ended up being successful, Savoy did, with their war against Milan, while I was also fighting them. So they only took one province, but they released Parma, which is good, somebody we're going to soon ally, and who we want to be independent for some time. And yeah, it was pretty good. Savoy got a little stronger, and they won't like us now for quite a while, but I think it was worth it by and large. I think it was the right call. We also still had some concerns about rebels from our past war that are acting up. We are slowly rebuilding our fleet. So, excellent. So we are back to 100% war score. Let's go ahead and figure out our peace terms. Just gonna gather up my fleet here. So, there's gonna be a lot of questions here. Can I call Manchu at a war? War started more than 30 months ago. Okay, so what can we take? We can take Ancona, we can take Modena, we can take Verona without paying extra for it. What is this? Release nations? Modena? Oh, right. I just want to take that outright. Return cores? No. Humiliate, not something I really want to do. I definitely want to take Verona though, because Ferrara just declared war on Milan. And if I take Verona, they won't be able to core any of Milan's land, so I won't have to worry about them growing at my expense. But what if I sign separate peace deals with each of these folks? So that gives me 9 aggressive expansion versus 18 if I take these 3. It only costs me 7 if I take it in a combined peace deal, which I will probably want to do, to be quite honest. What if we were to take Brescia too? Yeah, see, this puts us into dangerous territory with a coalition forming against us. That is a fair bit of aggressive expansion to deal with too. We also, well, now that I think of it, we have a sort of scummy way of going about this. We could potentially wait for Italy to leave the Holy Roman Empire, and that would reduce the aggressive expansion we get by taking Brescia and Modena. I think we'd only have to wait about another 2 years. So yeah, let's actually go ahead and do that. It's kind of scummy, it's kind of exploity, but I like it. It's gonna work in our favor, so let's do it. I also don't have, actually I thought I didn't have that much admin power, but I do. I actually have plenty to core those territories. But yeah, we're just gonna do this for now. Be nice if we could ally with Parma before they got too many other alliances, but that's okay. Would Savoy be up for an alliance yet? No. I don't know how long that recently dishonored an alliance penalty lasts, but it could be for quite some time. Austria is allying with Hungary. That's fine, that makes sense. How about this rival of our rival mission, Circassia? They are way over here. I don't want to deal with that right now. Yeah, I really just want to take land probably at this point, particularly Verona and Brescia. I'm allied with Mantua right now, so I'd have military access through them. This would give me a nice buffer. It would also prevent Austria from expanding anymore into Italy. And I do need, I think, Brescia to form Italy. Let's check the decisions. Plus 15% autonomy for most. That's fine. Not great, but it's fine. So I need Verona, but not Brescia, to form Italy. But I need Verona and Modena and Ancona, the three of which I'm going to be taking in this war. So that sets me on a good path to forming Italy. It'll mean that I almost have half of the provinces needed to form Italy. Which I like. That's good progress. Good progress indeed. I wasn't really looking to form Italy before 1550 even at the earliest. Probably something more like 1600. But who knows? We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I hope I'm right about this Shadow Empire thing. Maybe I'm gonna look that up real fast off screen, just to make sure I'm right about that, because I don't want to wait another year and a half just to find myself mistaken about something that changed in the latest patch. And honestly, the EU4 wiki, really the whole Paradox community of wikis is just fantastic. I really love the people who manage it and who edit the content are really just stellar. I know that Paradox actually, before it was one guy, I think his name is Meneth, I think that's his username or whatever, had set up all those wikis himself, and Paradox eventually decided that it was such a great idea, they couldn't really do better themselves, and they really liked the guy, that they just hired him to do it professionally, so he does it in his spare time. I think that's just really, really cool. Advancement of the clergy. Plus 10 influence, that's fine. We should check to make sure none of our influence is getting too high. The burghers are pretty high, but that's mostly due to events. But they won't expire for a long time. That would be something to keep in mind. Don't want those going too high. If you go over 80% influence, you're at risk of a disaster. Do they show it? Yeah, an aristocratic coup or a plutocratic coup, which is not be good. Austria declared war on Venice. They say conquest is their cash spell on it. No, we want to. Austria's probably going to take Venice, but I would like to have Venice. I don't want to have to fight Austria for that province. Sadly, we'll see. Finished improving relations with Parma. Military access from Austria. I'm going to actually refuse them, just because I want to make sure. They don't take too much territory. I'm going to go ahead and deal with these rebels too by splitting up our troops and having them garrison the two rebellious provinces. Okay. So I'm still looking up that Shadow Kingdom event. So the year is 1490 or later, and a country has their capital province in Italy. That they leave the Holy Roman Empire. So that makes sense, right? That's what we thought. I'm looking at this event on my phone, and my phone's super old and slow. There are problems. But I think that's right. I think we only have to wait until 1490. We're almost there. the event will fire. We'll be able to take those provinces for reduced aggressive expansion costs. It'll be wonderful. I think this is the end of Venice, sadly. I wanted them to keep their capital territory, but I don't think that's going to happen. They still have Corfu and Negroponte. But I think they're goners. That sucks. It would be nice to have some stake in the trade power over here, and not have to fight Austria for that later. But then again, I do plan on becoming the Holy Roman Empire and displacing them before too long. Should I get any? So I'm getting monthly war exhaustion now for having, you know, the war is won and your people tire of the continued occupations. They cry out for peace. There is a clock ticking against me to make sure that that event fires. So we'll give it a couple more months. If it doesn't fire by then, we'll just forget about it. We'll sue for peace. We'll take our gains. Oh, okay, so here it is. While the Kingdom of Italy is still formally part of the Holy Roman Empire, it has in many ways turned into a shadow kingdom, with the Italian states acting independently of the emperor. The failure of successive emperors to restore imperial authority in the region has also left large areas under the control of states that outright reject imperial authority. By now, the question for many Italian states is why they should allow a German emperor any authority over their lands. So, I want to stay in the Holy Roman Empire. I want to be in contention for the emperorship. I lose 35 prestige, which is a lot. I gain plus 50% relations with Austria, and Austria gains 5 imperial authority. And I also have to suffer a relations penalty with essentially me and all the other North Italian states, which is not good at all. But in the long run, I think it's going to be worth it. It's going to be. It means that my aggressive expansion has a larger impact on them if they have a less favorable opinion of me. It also means that it'll be harder to ally with people like Parma that I wanted to ally with. Well, let's still do it. So let's make sure. Okay, so all these folks are out of the empire. Ooh, but Lucca is still in. So is Siena. I thought they would get kicked out too. Maybe they will. Maybe it just takes longer. Let's see. So now, it should not take the same amount of. Should not give me the same amount of aggressive expansion. Maybe I have to wait one more month for it to tick by. But it should give me less now that they are no longer in the Holy Roman Empire. Oh, we also have this happen to us. Submission to the Emperor. Plus 3 national unrest. Minus 1 yearly prestige. Plus 10 stability cost modifier. That's not great. Okay, and Siena and Lucca are both no longer free cities. So allied with Hungary, general and papal state. Lucca is just allied with, Lucca's just allied with Ragusa and the Palatinate. And Württemberg? Gosh, this was actually, it does cost a lot to stay in the Empire. It didn't used to be that way. But I like that there's a trade-off now. I think that's always important in strategic decision making. And my god, somehow this will cost me more aggressive expansion? You've got to be kidding me. Then screw it, we're not gonna take Brescia. We raided around for not much at all. We can't even make them annul treaties with anybody, because they're not allied with anybody else. Okay, that's fine, we'll make peace. 347, it's fine. Then we are going to quickly declare war on Lucca. We'll go ahead and call in Mantua. Why not? Well, actually, let's core our provinces first. And then declare war on Lucca. And let me just double check. How's our aggressive expansion doing? Nothing. Only Naples is higher than 40. The mid 30s, I think they can handle me vassalizing Lucca. I think that shouldn't cost too much. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll fight Württemberg and the Palatinate too. That's fine. Should be manageable. We'll probably have to reduce autonomy in some of these other provinces that have revolt risk right now. But I'm not going to worry about that too much. Gosh, so many pop-ups. Whenever a fleet come out and hopefully blockade Lucca? Nope, it's at 76%. Am I just missing how blockade strength is calculated now? But it seems like my fleet of 6 heavy ships and 4 galleys should be able to blockade a single province, even if it has 28 development. Conquer Cuneo. It's a mission we have right now. That's right. I should have allied Parma first. You should still like me afterwards, though. Really should still like. Let's go ahead and send a guy to improve relations with Austria again, since those are dipping a little bit lower than I would like. You do have to worry about this 8,000 sieging our fort in Provence. But they are -4, whereas we are also -4. Well, we've been sieging longer, so hopefully we'll be able to deal with that first. Now let's go ahead and build some more galleys on the other side of our country here. And I'll probably recruit game mercantilism. Oops, I'm about to max out to flow power, so let's go ahead and just grab another idea. I'm going to recruit a couple more artillery regiments, because we have an increased force limit now, and that will speed up our siege of Lucca once they get pumped out. Ooh, and our allies, Mantua, helped us out with the Palatinate army there. Thanks, buddies. You're the best. One of our advisors has passed away. Let's see who that is. Land force limit modifier, not that great, but sure. Say, what's our income situation? No, I'm not gonna hire one of those guys right now. I'm gonna research the next military technology, even though it's ahead of time. Actually, I probably wouldn't have done that. Should have probably developed one of my provinces with that extra tech, but I just saw it approaching the cap and didn't want to waste any. Also going to get this Diplotech so we don't have unbalanced technology. The next time an election comes around, I'll probably have somebody go, probably select an admin leader, an admin power leader. I think that would be most useful for me at this point. Sending my new artillery regiments to meet up with my army in Lucca. And unfortunately, I'll probably have to go siege down their allies. Oh, and of course, Austria chooses Venice over Friuli. Not so great there, but yeah, just not so great. I don't need Venice to form Italy, but it's a province that any person playing as Italy will want to have sooner or later. Sooner probably being more valuable. Let's go siege Palatinate. we'll have our fleet just go back into port for now. So we don't have to worry about any other ships that I know of. Oops. How old is our ruler now? I don't want to spend 10 Republican tradition on him just for him to die. He's 61. I think he can go another term. I'll give him another term. Ooh, Niccolo Machiavelli was one of the most important writers during the Renaissance, while also serving as diplomat for the Florentine Republic. He is mostly remembered for being the founder of modern political science, but also wrote comedies and poetry. I would hate to know what his comedies are like. Since we're already at max stability, I'm going to go with the thing that gives us plus 20 prestige. That's great because it'll put us back in top shape, and I'm going to go ahead and hire him. Because it's flavor. I like flavor events, and we need more admin power anyway, so. Yippee! Special advisors. Our rebels are getting a little testy. Excellent. Stack wipe. Fantastic. Can we go ahead and wipe out their army? Yes. Yes, we can. Should be able to sue for peace soon after this with probably both of these folks. Just split my army up and have them go there. So I think the Protestant Reformation just started in Navarra, which I've never seen before. Usually, I thought the Iberian countries got were more resistant to the Reformation, but that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if France converts, since they have a personal union with Navarre. If France converts, that is a big deal. This is a really big deal. We'll just have to see. Since I'm doing well on both of these sieges, I'm just going to finish them off. Maybe get some extra gold from those two countries. And it'll also give us some extra time to... Well, I'm accepting Umbrian as a culture. We still don't accept Romanian or Venetian, but we'll get there. Accepting cultures in Italy is just fantastic. Oh, and of course, our estates are unhappy. Finally, our clergy are throwing a fit, because before they did not, even though they didn't control enough territory. I have a respectable fleet again. It's only taken quite some time. 10 plus years, maybe even longer, for me to build that back up. And I have to do something about these rebels. I'm gonna go ahead and make oh, those are already states. I'm gonna make Verona a state. Yeah, that still works for me. Still helps me out. I think everything else is already a state. Sue for peace with these guys. With Württemberg and the Palatinate. Oh, you only have 60 gold? What a scam. Who are you trying to trick? Sue for peace with them, and the Palatinate, who is an elector in the Holy Roman Empire, but I'm just not in a position to vassalize them at the moment. We'll also do that. Have our army come back to Florence. Do those Florence things. Sue for peace with Lucca, and hopefully we vassalize them. We will be starting a coalition against us. But we do have a peace treaty with the Papal States in Milan, so that's not so bad. If I annex them, does that make it any better? No, that makes it worse. So we do want to vassalize them. So we're going to do that. We're not going to take any of their money, since they're going to be our vassals. We want them to build up an army. This is okay. I'm still allied with Austria, so they should help me if all these people decide to gang up on me, declare war. So I feel okay. This is it's the most land I'm going to be able to take for quite some time, though. And with that, I think we're going to go ahead and call this a cap for our stream for the evening. Thanks so much for watching. You can catch me later in the week, or check out my schedule on Twitch and YouTube to see when I'm streaming next. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.